What if you're in Jazzy as he wanted to improve as a player, so I'm just going to go through all of his gameplay and see what he did and what he can improve on. Although you did get the kill there, the thing you could have done is place a ramp over the guy's head so he wouldn't have to push you, and he wouldn't have been able to place a ramp over, so he could have tried to get it out of the box. Something you should have done there, especially after seeing the white tag and cracking him, is you should have really tried to get in his box. He's weak, he's trying to heal up, and you're still on 100-100. You should have just like built up more, and you would have probably gotten the kill. A mistake I see you make a lot is just editing out on your opponent. Like, he's already standing there with a pump out, waiting for you to make the edit, and you just make the edit on him. What you could have done there is place a ramp like above you and like turned away, and then edit out to the side and just continue tunneling. Or you could have just edited it up and gone your way. Now what you did wrong there was just not covering your back in your tunnels. Because you didn't, he was just able to get in your box and one pump you. Pretty simple as to why you died there. You walked out onto a person's flying cone, which they owned, and you didn't. If you would have, say, gone to the left and continued tunneling, you wouldn't have run into that problem. Pretty simple again as to why you died there. You just ended out on a person already looking at you, and this time was holding an RPG, so you just got straight out to low ground. You died full damage. The thing you need to do on height, especially with that massive drop down below you, you need to be protecting yourself more, because you can so easily just get shut out from height. Like, it's really easy. People can just like start spraying you, and then you won't have enough time to react. Like, you should have just like spammed cones like to the side and behind you, but since you didn't, you just continue getting shut out and you got knocked down into someone's box. Whenever you're up on height with like a lot of mats as you are now, never drop down onto the ground, because they can just take it back from you like super easily. And instead of going for that 50-50, you probably should have gone for like a TV classic where you just jump and place the floor. And then instead of going for that edit where he could have shot you, you should have gone onto the other wall, placed a window, and then gone for a right hand peek. You need to work on your tunneling like a lot, because instead of just like staying at the back of Storm, you would have been focused there anyway, because you're at Edge Storm and everyone else is already in. You also need to work on your like tile placement as like where walls and stuff place as to where you are positioned on the grid. And because your grid positioned in like the corner of a grid, like in between a bunch of walls, the walls are gonna place like a really funny around there. So you sort of just like try to center yourself like within like a box, like where a box would be, and place walls there. As soon as you started to shoot out height, you should have started to like go and crank like instantly, as you would have gotten there extremely easily just because you shot out height and you were second height as well. But since you didn't start cranking instantly, the player was just able to continue like going upwards. You would have been able to take height like really easily, since he was just like a layer or two above you. If you had a tank storm, since you had fish, and just like done like a retake, forgotten it. If you were to have done your tunneling properly, instead of like going for like around a 180, you would have been able to like not take that damage and then end up dying the storm. But you could have survived storm if you just like ate a bunch of fish and then done a shield pad. Pretty simple with this one. You really shouldn't have made that edit out being on 40 HP. Could have just edited out the back and just continued tunneling to storm. The stuff you really need to improve on is like taking fights, like when you should take fights and when you shouldn't take fights. Another thing you really need to work on is your tunneling, like doing box tunneling, and also doing like tunneling with ramps and stuff, which I've already told you about. Another thing you really need to improve on is judging how many people like on your layout. Like if you're on a good layout, if you should go down or like go up, because I've seen you go up like a few times. There's a person who's also telling above you, and then you just go into their box, make a 50-50, and then sometimes win or sometimes die. And speaking of 50-50s, you really should start making them. Like if you can just like take fights like slower, go for more edits and stuff, like doing a peanut butter with like the top three corners and just like doing a jump shot on them. Way more effective than just like doing a 4-piece and then just fucking pumping him with your SNG out afterwards as well. Yeah. Also, yeah, you need to work on the way you like play high, because whenever you play high, you barely use any mats. Because like when you're on high, you want to use mats if you got like heaps, so then you won't get shut out. And like it will be harder for people to take height from you if you just like sort of spam build around them. Don't let them take it. And also you need to really like pressure people whenever you have height. Like pressure people that you like hear fighting, and like pressure people that are like on second height and that might think about like going up. Also don't stay up too high, because if you like stay up there you might get shut out while waterfalling. Yeah, that's basically it. I hope you get better at the game. Yeah.